Okay, so now we're getting to the good stuff. So module 4 is about ethics, and in particular, the types of ethical situations that we'll come across in our research projects. One of the things that would be really useful, I guess, for us to think about is the idea of how do we protect others. So we can see that if we are allowing people to be treated sensitively, we're not exploiting vulnerable people, we're avoiding situations that put others at harm, we're protecting others quite well. So this little diagram at the top gives us some situations, and then this little list at the bottom gives us a list of, I guess, the top 12 things we need to consider when we're doing ethical research. So what I'd like you to do is to have a read through each of these and recognize if you understand them. Most of them are pretty straightforward. Avoid plagiarism. Okay, so we don't copy each other. But some of them can be a little bit trickier to understand. So have a chat with the people around you if you're not sure what it means. And then we can go through anything we're unsure of once we come back together. What I would like you to then do is to apply those ethical principles to 5 of the situations listed. So I'd like you to pick one for every 5 numbers pretty much. So you might pick interviewing other year 12s, teaching younger students, interviewing residents, asking a group of students about information, using Facebook, downloading pictures. So skip a few between each one. Try and vary it up a little bit so that the people on your table aren't doing the exact same as you. And we're going to talk about these in quite a bit of detail together, but I'd like you to add your thoughts first. How would you be ethical? So as an example, let's say I did the interviewing the year 12s about a question. So I go up to my table and I have a look at the descriptors and I have to say, all right, which ones are going to be relevant when I'm interviewing? So definitely up here, ensure every person who's involved has clear information about the nature and the purpose of the research. So when I'm interviewing them, I would explain what my research is about so they know the purpose of the interview. I would give them a permission form to acknowledge this. Other things, I would try not to be offensive, etc., etc. And so what I could do is go through and just pick out the key principles here that are likely to be important for that scenario. So if we did another one, filming people you don't know and using the footage in a documentary. So we've gone down to Rundle, we're just filming and we're just going to put people in our assignment even though they haven't given us permission. So we can see that that might be problematic. Okay, why? Let's have a look. One of the big things is about consent. So if you have filmed them without their consent, you haven't asked for their permission, and you've just put them into a project, they could actually be at risk from that. Let's imagine one of them is part of a witness protection program, or maybe one of them has a domestic violence order protecting them. And then your assignment films them and somebody finds out that they were in the mall and then they can get stalked. That's not ideal. We don't want anyone to be put in danger because of that. So what would we do if we were going to be filming in a place where we want to get some documentary footage? We would probably put up a sign to explain we are filming and what we are filming and why we are filming it. We could also probably blur out the faces, or we could just film the back of their heads. So you can see